Hello backpackers, this is Juan from Juan Backpacks. I'm here today with a first look of a brand new pack that I just got last week in the mail. It's the Outdoor Vitals Shadowlight Ultralight Pack. I've got the 60-liter pack. It weighs 31.5 ounces, so just under 2 pounds. I gotta admit, this is a first look, but I do have experience backpacking with someone for almost an entire month who used this particular pack on the John Muir Trail. So I've seen it in action. I've also worn it for about a half a day. I wanted to try it out. It was my son who had the pack because I got it for him for a Christmas gift. And so I wanted to wear it, and after seeing the way it carried for him and the weight it carried, how it carried for me, because we wear the same pack, small belt, small pack size, it was really really a good pack, and it carried the weight nicely. So I eventually came around to having to get one and pick one up. So here is the Shadowlight 60-liter pack. In my pack right now, this is my pack here, and it is a small belt and also a small pack size, and that's based on your height and your torso length. So I wear small and small. This is actually fully loaded up for a trip that I'm going to be doing on the High Sierra Trail. I'm not going to keep it loaded until July when I leave for that, but it is loaded for a backpacking trip I'm going to be doing in 2 days from now to kind of test the load and test my gear a little bit. Honestly, I'm very familiar with the gear that I've got in here. I've used it on many backpacking trips. I just haven't loaded that gear into this particular pack, and I really wanted to get in like a 3-day trip just to kind of get out the bugs, know where I should store things in certain pockets, those kind of things. So I'm going to do that. So let's change gears and actually look at this new Shadowlight backpack and some of the features of the backpack. Number one, it's ultra light, and that is awesome. It's got an aluminum stay inside, aluminum frame, very minimal aluminum frame, but it's well designed, and it definitely transfers weight nicely to your hips. So kudos on the design. I think that's a place where I'd like to start, just the carrying load capacity of this thing. Basically, I got it because I'm going to be carrying probably close to 30 pounds of gear, total pack weight, 30 pounds total pack weight on the High Sierra Trail with my food and water included. And I really wanted a pack that could do that and do it very well. And so that's why I picked up the Shadowlight. The things that I like about this pack, it's got really nicely padded straps here. The load lifters are really smartly designed. They've got buckles that tighten in the front of the straps a little bit here and here. And so when you use the load lifter, it really does take the weight off of your shoulder and kind of lift that weight up and transfers it down the pack, down the aluminum stay into your hips. So I really like the strap design here. It's got a cross strap across the chest. I'm gonna go ahead and flip this around. So it's got, you know, obviously your strap that goes across your chest here. That's fully adjustable up and down, so you can put it at whatever height you like to have that. And then, like I said, their load adjustments really easy to handle. They got good straps. You just pull on it. You can easily tell where you're at in terms of tightening that up. And so I like that a lot. The belt itself is detachable. You could take it off if you wanted to. I like a belt because I like to use the pockets in the belt, and these pockets are really big. One of the things I did notice about this in this first look, and also when I was using my son's pack, these zippers are harder to operate with a single, just without, reaching over with both hands. You got to really fiddle with them a little bit. Not a huge, deal breaker, but definitely a bit of a inconvenience. I won't call it an annoyance, an inconvenience. And so I did notice that about the zippers. They're not waterproof, and so some folks have said, hey, why isn't that zipper waterproof? I'm not so sure that would really make a difference because they're on your hip like this, but I mean, that is a thing, I guess. The size of the hip belt pockets are really big, easily fits a phone in there. I put my iPhone 13 in there with plenty of room to spare. You can fit food in there, whatever else you wanted to do. I tend to leave my pockets empty. my hip belt pocket's empty until I figure out what I'm going to want in there on any particular trip. But the belt, I like the way the belt actually adjusts. This is really slick. Instead of pulling back away from you, literally they reverse the straps. So you're literally pulling forward away from you on both of the straps on both sides. And that honestly seems to really cinch the belt down nicely, and it makes it easy to do fine-tune adjustments instead of pulling back and pulling back. So I thought that was a unique way to do the straps, and I feel like it helps you tighten that belt up a little bit, kind of more customizable in terms of how tight you want it to be. So the belt is excellent. It's very comfortable. I've done some practice loads with it. I'll be using it for 3 straight days on a backpacking trip here in Pennsylvania in a couple days from now, and I'm looking forward to that. The other thing that you'll notice about this pack is it's got a sit pad inside here that you can pull out and use that. So it's double purpose. It adds some rigidity to the pack, but it also allows you to use that for other purposes when you're in at camp. It's got really nice, the Shadowlight has really nice pockets on the sides. There are no tall pockets here like I'm used to in one of my other packs that I kind of like, but it does give you room. Like I've got a pot in here, and then because I won't have room in my bear can when we're in the Sierra, and you got to use a bear can in the Sierra, and so I put my stove in here, or my stove and my cook kit in here. I got enough room for 2 big, basically liter bottles here on this pocket, and it does have tighteners on the top pocket here, so it actually runs through the pocket itself, so you can tighten the top of the pocket. That makes it so you can secure your load in there. On the bottom, it's just elastic, but there is a cord that goes across on the bottom, and that's more to tighten up your load and cinch your load down to keep it from shifting inside there. I found that to be really useful because I'm using a bear can inside, and in cinching this down as well, because it helps to cinch the pack down and tighten it up a little bit. And in cinching this, I'm able to stabilize that bear can so it doesn't twist. I got a BV500 in here, as a matter of fact, so it doesn't twist when you're moving and hiking and so forth. So I thought that was a really nice feature of the pack. On the opposite side, you can see that it has another 2 pockets, basically the same. They're just duplicated on this side. I will say this, one of the things I find interesting about the side pockets, number one, they're excellent because you can organize your gear very easily. But I noticed on the top pocket, there's no drain hole. On the bottom pocket, there is a drain hole. I'm not sure why you would do that. Other than the fact that maybe you wouldn't want the drain coming down here and then running down into this pocket. I guess that's part of it. And because this is you can cinch this down, maybe they're thinking that water won't get in here as much as if it was like hanging wide open, which I get that too. But I thought that was kind of an interesting design kind of change up there to have a drain hole here, but not one here. Again, I get it. You probably don't want water draining down to here. You got a cinch here, so maybe that solves the problem. The other feature of this pack that I really like that I see here is that it's got a strap across the top, and that strap is adjustable, so you could literally put, you could use it obviously to secure your roll top here, which is what I use it for. But the other side benefit is that you can secure your bear can a little bit easier inside the pack, again, to keep it stable, to keep it from twisting or flopping to one side or the other. And you can see that it comes to the front here, but on the back it actually has like a V strap, and that's what's kind of nice with the bear can, because that V strap kind of locks the bear can in place from rolling from side to side or from twisting from side to side, because of those 2 straps coming in, kind of locking that bear can in. Like I said, it also will lock down the roll top as well, which I like about this pack. The roll top itself, well, backing up to the strap, I would not just put the bear can on top of here. I think that's a bad idea from weight distribution point of view. And also, I just feel like, the straps aren't made for that. If they were, they'd be a lot thicker. The Y would be a lot bigger, right? That V coming together would be a lot bigger. So I don't think it's really designed to do that. This is the roll top. It's got, once you roll it out, you can get some additional storage this way. It's got Velcro, which always makes roll tops a lot easier, and it's real simple to roll down. The pack itself is not waterproof. It's not seam sealed. The material, I think, is really water resistant. And so at least that's what I'm reading. But I do use a pack liner inside of it, and I think I'd recommend that no matter what. Most of my packs I use a pack liner, because the worst thing that can happen to you, obviously, is getting stuff wet. So pack liners are good. Pack liners are good. So let's go to the front of the pack here, and you'll notice two big pockets that are separated. Instead of having one big front pocket of mesh, it's actually, there's a line down here where it's connected, and so you don't have this one big pocket. I actually found this to be really useful. In my trip to the High Sierra Trail, I'm going to use a two-person shelter because I'm carrying, my son and I are both gonna sleep in this shelter because he's gonna take another shelter that we might use to, on rainy days and things like that, just a tarp. So I'm taking the two-person shelter, and it fits in here. This is a Gossamer Gear 1, or I'm sorry, Gossamer Gear 2 that fits in here, and it fits in here pretty easily. In this pocket over here, since it's separated, I actually have one of my dry bags in there with some stuff, like my electronics and so forth. And then I have some fishing gear here, and then I have a Tenkara rod right here. And so it actually worked out pretty good that this is separated. The other thing you're going to notice is that there is a zipper right down the middle, so you could literally access things inside the pack without digging down into it. I thought that was pretty interesting, and I'd probably, it's got a double zipper here, two zippers. I probably wouldn't do this because I think that rain would have a tendency to get in here if this is up here. I would probably go like this. Also, if you ran through like brush and so forth and you had it up here, I think it would snag maybe, and it might open up your pack and expose the contents a little bit more. And so I think by pulling both zippers down to the very bottom, that's probably the way to go here. But this zipper, again, is not waterproof, and so I think that's an important point. I've heard a lot of comments in like first looks and reviews of this pack to, that saying you should put a waterproof zipper on this. I've actually worked with companies to design like dry bags for kayaking and kayak fishing, as a matter of fact. And number one, a waterproof zipper drives up the price. The other thing that you got to know about waterproof zippers, if they're under a lot of tension, like they will be in a pack, they tend not to last as long. It's just a weak point. And so to put a waterproof zipper here that would probably be stressed so much over time that it would start to leak anyway, it's just, you're going to pay more money, and then you're going to be, probably, again, I don't know what the folks at Outdoor Vitals, but that's just my kind of opinion of it. If you try to put a waterproof zipper here, it'd get too much stress, and you get some leakage over time anyway, and you'd not have a waterproof zipper. And the zipper, when they're under stress, would fail. The other thing waterproof zippers do is sun exposure. No good for waterproof zippers, tend to break down. Again, they start to leak. So it would just, I think, be a really weak point. It's better just to say, hey, no waterproof zipper on here. Make sure you use a bag liner, right? So at any rate, that's the zipper. I thought it was an interesting feature, not one that I'm overly excited about, but I think it is interesting that I might need to get inside the bag and get something out, and I can do it through the back. I don't know. As far as the rest of the bag goes, I mean, it's got reinforced bottom here so that you wear and tear. This is thicker material at the bottom, and so it'll wear better. It'll take more abuse. I also notice here that you've got a loop here, and that loop is for like an ice axe or other tools. And so that's basically an ice axe loop, which could come in handy in the Sierra from time to time, that's for sure. And so that is the quick and dirty first look at the Outdoor Vitals Shadowlight Pack 60 liter. If you have any experience with the pack, definitely post up below. If you wanted to know something specific about the pack, please feel free to ask me below. I will be giving a full review of this once I've completed the John Muir Trail using this particular pack. So until next time, get out there and do some hiking, some backpacking, and stop watching YouTube videos, except for my videos, because I'll see you on my next video.